What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video essay on what the Hyuga is Naruto episode 3. In the last episode we covered the Bell Test and Land of Waves arc, which has changed drastically, with Naruto's different power and Hinata being there at all. Haku and Zabuza managed to survive and escape to live their lives. We return to this timeline, now. The chunin exams arc would arrive, with Team 7 having trained hard to get stronger for the exam, learning how to tree walk in this time. When Naruto hears that Neji's team is going to participate, it pumps him up that he can fight his cousin in an epic battle. Hinata nervously smiles that Lee will be there. When arriving at the exams, Lee would challenge Sasuke to a fight, and just like normal, Lee claps Uchiha's cheeks easily. Then, the first actual exam arrives. Naruto will be able to answer one or two questions, but cannot do any more than that. He keeps trying, even to the 10th question, and ultimately, Team 7 passes. This Naruto doesn't make a big scene that inspires people, more Genin teams also forfeit, though all the important characters still remain in it. They all go to the Forest of Death, where Naruto probably doesn't get a kunai thrown at him due to being more mature. When entering the forest, however, he still needs to go take a leak and rushes away to go to the bathroom, and Oboro comes back disguised as him. Without even using the Byakugan, Hinata realizes that this isn't her brother and hits Oboro, making him untransform. He then quickly flees back into the forest, and Naruto would return. They all continue moving where the snake summons eats Naruto like normal, and he pops out of it. Then Naruto rushes back to help his friends stop Orochimaru. His Kyuubi chakra begins to flare up and Orochimaru shuts that down. Then Orochimaru bites Sasuke's neck, bestowing on him the curse mark, and leaves the unconscious boys in Hinata's possession. Not much really changes there. Hinata would be protecting Naruto and Sasuke by laying down traps all around. She then used her Byakugan to scan around the nearby area and make sure no one can get close. Team Dosu would be just outside the border of Hinata's vision, where they notice her eyes. To take her down from afar, Zaku fires a sound blast, trying to hurt her. It hits her clean on, flinging her into a tree. The sound trio all rush in, with Hinata standing firm to protect their friends. Kin and Zaku begin fighting with Hinata, but they're shocked when she actually puts in work, using a Byakugan and gentle fist to make opponents work to fight her. When Dosu steps in, however, she begins to struggle a bit, leading to Lee stepping in. It makes Hinata grin slightly that Lee is there to save them. Then, Lee is taken down by Dosu, which angers Hinata. For the first time in seemingly forever, Hinata gets aggressive, launching at Dosu, attacking him the best she can, getting some good shots in that Zaku needs to step in and help. When everything looks bad for Hinata, Team 10 and Team Guy both arrive and begin helping the fight off the Sound Genin. Ino is even fighting extra hard because Naruto is there. Remember back in episode 1? Well, if you don't, go watch it. Sasuke wakes up with his curse mark over his body and breaks Zaku's arm. With no Sakura to hug Sasuke and with Ino not liking Sasuke that way, no one can snap him out of the evil trance as he continues beating people down, breaking Dosu's sound amplifier in the process. Team Dosu would end up escaping just with even more damage. With Hinata so hurt, I could see Neji telling his team that they should protect her, which Tenten agrees with. Lee swears to protect her, making Hinata blush. Although Sasuke doesn't believe they need their help, Neji tells Uchiha that he could care less about him. It's Hinata and Naruto that they're really protecting. The team of 6 continue moving towards the tower. Since they are already quite protected, they wouldn't need to team up with Kabuto and instead decide to go to the base immediately. They encounter Team Oboro, who is easily taken down, and both teams finish the Forest of Death. The preliminaries have arrived, and of course, will randomize the fights. So after Kabuto forfeits, the fights are Sakura vs Ino, Dosu vs Sasuke, Choji vs Shikamaru, Lee vs Kin, Kiba vs Tamari, Zaku vs Masume, Naruto vs Tenten, Kankuro vs Yoroi, Hinata vs Shino, Neji vs Gaara. The first fight between Sakura and Ino wouldn't be as boring as canon. With Sakura training with Kurenai, her genjutsu skills would be through the roof, so she'd be stronger and thus more capable of winning the fight, so she does. Against Dosu, Sasuke won't be able to use his chakra due to his curse mark, so he'd have to rely on taijutsu. He attacks the sound user and begins to use his own type of taijutsu. Having watched Naruto and Hinata fight, as well as Lee, Sasuke used an amalgam version of the Gentle Fist and Ferocious Fist that beats down Dosu enough to give Sasuke the win. Kakashi then takes Sasuke to get his curse mark sealed. Before Choji can even enter the ring, Shikamaru immediately forfeits. He doesn't feel like fighting his friend, and neither does Choji, so Shikamaru will take the bullet. Asuma tries to convince Shikamaru, but the lazy Narrator member says no, and so they just move on. Lee vs Kin isn't a very fair fight. Kin throws senbons with bells, while Lee just destroys people with taijutsu. So Kin is easily dominated and allows Lee to move on. A senbon did pierce his skin, however, with Hinata giving him some special ointment to make it better, which he thanks her for. Kiba would forfeit his fight, as if he wins, he doesn't want Gaara to get angry at him. You saw what Gaara can do in the Forest of Death, he just needs to be careful. Zaku vs Musume isn't very fair. Musume needs to get close to someone to hurt them, but how can he get close when Zaku fires a sound blast at him? So Zaku easily passes to the next round. Naruto vs Tenten is going to be an epic fight. Since Naruto knows Tenten already, they'd both be friends, so they'd be messing with each other before the fight. On the sidelines, Ino and Hinata cheer for Naruto to make him win, making him smile. Lee begins cheering for Naruto as well, making Tenten scream at him, but he's not even on his team. When the fight begins, Tenten throws a bunch of weapons at Naruto, who uses the rotation to fling all the weapons away. Then he dives at the rotation, creating a couple shadow clones that rush at Tenten, which he dispels, not realizing that they're ceiling shadow clones. Naruto then leaps in and punches her in the face, getting a good shot at him. Tenten gets annoyed at Naruto doing that, and hits him hard with a metal pole. Then she leaps at him, going to hit him in the face, making Naruto panic. In a last-ditch effort, he shouts at Neji likes her, making Tenten blush, asking if that's true, allowing Naruto to do an uppercut from hell, taking Tenten down, allowing Naruto to pass. Kankuro vs Yoroi will be quick. When Yoroi goes to steal Kankuro's chakra, nothing comes out, confusing him. Then Kankuro punches Yoroi in the face and begins attacking him until he's knocked unconscious, meaning Kankuro's puppet body never gets revealed. Hinata vs Shino is interesting, since they never really interacted in this timeline. With her Byakugan, Hinata notices a bunch of chakra points all over Shino, confusing her. She then realizes that he has some weird bugs all over his body. With her heightened strength, Hinata begins to beat down on Shino, using his 32 palms on Shino, destroying a bunch of bugs on his body, making him burst into a bug clone, which Hinata predicted. She turns around and hits him with the 64 palms that takes Shino down, giving her the win. Now for the final match, Neji vs Gaara. The fight is really intense, with Neji using all his skills to hold off Gaara's sand as he rushes at him, doing his best to take down the beast that is Gaara. With a gentle fist, he breaks off Gaara's sand armor and continues beating down on the redhead. Deciding to go for broke, Neji begins maneuvering as fast as possible to dodge Gaara's sand as he uses the 64 palms on him. It's nigh impossible to dodge his sand, but yet Neji can do it. He manages to land the full 64 palms, knocking Gaara back, hoping he's won. Gaara begins to go into a crazed state. He holds his hand out, firing crushing sand towards Neji, faster than the Hyuga can keep up. He leaps to the side, but not fast enough. The sand grasps Neji's arm and leg, crushing the bones inward, making Neji collapse to the ground unconscious, crippled. Guy rushes in to help Neji as Hinata begins to cry, and Lee consoles her. Naruto leaps on the railings, telling Gaara that he'll pay for that, which Gaara merely shrugs off. The finals roster is chosen being Hinata vs Sasuke, Gaara vs Zaku, Temari vs Naruto, Choji vs Lee, Sakura vs Kankuro. When going for training, Naruto would ask Kiyashi to train him, but the Hyuga head refuses. Instead, he arranges for someone else to train him. Jiraiya walks in telling Naruto that he'll train him, and the duo leave to be trained like normal. Due to Naruto being able to use the rotation, Jiraiya begins to train him with the Rasengan, however he will not master it in time for the chunin exams. Hinata won't be training very much, sticking by Neji's bed to make sure he's okay. Lee and Tenten would stop by sometimes to check on him, with Lee making sure Hinata is alright, which she's grateful for. When Naruto comes by to check on his cousin, the scene with Gaara occurs, where he leaves like normal. Hinata questions what a brother means, and so Naruto tells her everything about him being a Jinchuriki. She's very understanding and hugs him, making Naruto smile. Zaku would attack Gaara since he believes Sasuke will beat Hinata and it will speed up him fighting Sasuke. Ultimately means that Zaku is killed. Choji will be training with his father for the exam. Since he's fighting, he's given the green pill to make sure he can at least make it past the first round. He also trains with Asuma and Shikamaru to train his brain. He asks Ino to train with him as well, but Ino doesn't really care if Choji wins. As long as Naruto-kun does, then she's okay. But guys, that's going to be here. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below to episode 4. It's really weird for me because by the time I'm recording this, you guys haven't seen episode 1 yet. And not only does that show you how far in advance I record, but it's also really weird for me because I don't know what your guys' reaction to this is. It could be positive or it could be negative, and I've just wasted my time, or you guys will just be craving it. You know, I hope it's popular, but I'll find out, like, 2 days? Yeah. And so, yeah, bye!